What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome. I'm ClairV and grief. The Ten of Swords in reverse. And these are our tears drying up. It's like we're finally seeing the beauty and the beast. Right? The beauty and the beast. This, who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Who, me? Not you. It's like we all have both the light and the dark. You know, the light. You can't have the darkness without the light, right? And it's a balance, just like we both have all masculine and feminine sides of us.
There's no enemy, you know, when you truly remember the good and the evil work better
Perhaps
together.
we are denying a part of ourselves or not seeing it. Maybe this is releasing an ego part of ourselves. This could be like an ego death. The Two of Swords. It's almost like it's fiery.
So doing it a little different.
To the I can't see myself. So let's just hope I'm centered and maybe I'm off. So something about that. It's almost like, and this is like that about being mirrored, right? With the Temperance here, and it's like the Temperance is pouring over the Two of Cups in reverse, almost as if these are the two cups being dumped. And this is the guardian angel, right? With the Temperance, which this is the angel, this is the red on top. So maybe there is some kind of something that got us bound or chained, or something that needs to be healed. Perhaps there is something having to do with addiction. You know, they are dumping cups. All these cups are dumping. Cups. Snipes cup. The head. And it's like the mirror. Whatever she's dumping here is getting dumped right back at her. Right? Not only do we have all these cups dumped, but right above, do you hear that? They're having a blast over at the karaoke thing tonight. I'm usually recording this during the day where it's nice and quiet, besides the beep beeps and the other confirmation. So I guess this is more confirmation. With the Three of Cups in reverse, it's almost like isolating from this, like no more parties, things like this. Perhaps maybe we are lacking emotional, like the feminine, because we have a lot of this mirroring back and forth with the Five of Wands, these mirrors, the other Lovers in reverse, the Two of Cups in reverse, the Temperance with these mirror images. Then we have both of the Ten of Swords that came out right next to each other, both in reverse. Like I said, we can't make this shit up, y'all. Grief. The Ten of Swords in reverse. Well, we have two majors right on top of the Ten of Swords. It's like the night and the day, right? It's like the Ten of Swords, the anguish that we lift during the day versus the anguish that's lifted during the night. Perhaps this is like masculine, feminine. Muna, get down. I just cleaned the sheets and she's laying on this. Sit right here. You know, and I forgot to mention at the bottom of the deck we have the Four of Swords. So this is all about healing from these groups. Again, we have the Three of Cups right underneath there. Here we have the Three of Cups with the Ten of Cups. It's like we're releasing maybe 3 family members out of the 10. Perhaps maybe this is why we're emotionally unfulfilled, because it's like we expect too much. Perhaps. You know, all of these are white. I'm not thinking of the lady in red, even though this flag is like here, like a red flag. So maybe red, something about that red flag, something about the root being secure and safety. Red's all up in here with the red dresses, the red. So perhaps because of this, it's almost like with the Three of Cups in reverse. You know, like I said, we could be like no more celebrating this. This could be, you know what I'm thinking? Celebrating a day like of a loss of a family member or something like this, where we experience some kind of traumatic event, or like the loss of a divorce. I don't know if people do that. But we go from this imbalance to this balance, but it comes with dumping all of these cups, right? Not only the cups, but the swords too. It's like not only the motion and the feminine, but the masculine too, right? We need to release this out of the mind with the Ten of Swords. This is the ending of the cycle where we're finally releasing this. And right above these Ten of Swords, we have the sun and the moon. The moon is in reverse. So we have, it's like all of these swords are releasing, are being released, are being taken out. All of these swords, you know, these could be thoughts, this could be pain, where we were stabbed in the back. Perhaps it's these people, the Three of Cups, these women, and I'm hearing bitches. You know, and it's funny because we did a reading about that. These bitches had their backs toward these bitches or something like that. That was the reading. And this is really when something's out in the open, where like now everybody knows, and it's almost like now we know, now we can release these things into like 20 things. This is like double. It's like double down, like that Leo reading. Because then we come to the like I said, the Lovers in reverse, where we're breaking free from this. Again, like the Two of Cups in reverse. Breaking up. Now, if this is not a separation of a couple, or like a divorce, or of a relationship, a friendship, or something like this, this could be a release in a feminine part of ourselves, or maybe this is telling us that, you know, maybe this is an interruption of an emotional feeling, or a change of feeling, or perhaps a lack of feeling, or a lack of emotion. You know, when we have, this is the Knight, and when he's in reverse, it can go to either extreme, right? We could be very cold, or he could be like, you know, I'm not sorry, and be cold, like, oh, sorry, I'm not sorry. Or he could be overly obsessive, something like this, right? But with this, it's almost as if this one, this is feminine. You would think of the water as feminine, so perhaps it's the female. It is a male though, on a motorcycle naked, so it could be a male that drove away. Whatever this is for you, like I always say, use your intuition when deciphering the message. But one of these animals, I heard creatures, animals, like gets on the motorcycle and drives away in all this water, right? Now this resolves some kind of conflict. Perhaps it's like get out now, right? With the Seven of Swords, it's almost like this is a strategical thing where it's almost like we have to like get out now, right? And it's almost as if this is the only thing that we can do to relieve this, is to get out now. Perhaps that's the guidance. Perhaps this is some kind of deception, or how we got stabbed in the back. You know, I usually read it this way, but, you know, I heard for the people in the back, for the way back, we should read it this way. So perhaps it starts with some kind of deception, right? Where there was all this competition. It's almost like now there's like some kind of sneaking around. Perhaps this is what drew us back. If we wasn't the one, maybe this is some kind of deception, stealing, something like this. But it's almost like we had to do this to resolve some kind of conflict. Doing whatever we did took us out of the mess that we were in, right? But it also maybe took us out of this. I'm hearing it took us out of this mess, which it's almost like one of these was not like the other, or wasn't in for the same reason as you were. Perhaps that's what we're now seeing. This is the conflict. You know, this could be a dream, right? With the moon in reverse, this is almost like a dream, or another realm, or like remote viewing, like seeing the future or the past. And this could be like now. It's like we only seen it to this point, and it's like now our vision expanded, so now we can see it's like now we can see past the pillars. This lifted some kind of anguish. It almost reminds me when I was going through my awakening, and I found out, you know, I started reading the Bible, and I was like, oh, this is gonna happen, and you know, Jesus is coming back on the white horse with the rod. And you know, at first I was like, oh, you know, thinking there we'll have a savior, right? When all along I heard Jesus says, your light can shine brighter than mine. Your light can shine brighter than mine. And it reminds me of my awakening, where I went through this process of thinking one way, and then another way. Reminds me of Blavatsky, where, you know, when you learn and you grow, and it's like, oh, black and white, and what's right and what's wrong, and you know, Jesus and the devil, and Lucifer and God. No, it's like it's all one. It's all one. It's both sides of the same coin. It's like we can't have the light without the darkness, and we have the darkness without the light. It's like they work better together, like that poem I wrote. So something about this, and I'm looking down at the pillars with the strength in the seat of the justice, bringing some kind of justice in here. Right? So wait, we were halfway through to the moon. So perhaps we are like getting through to another level, or going through to another realm, or we're past the pillars, right? Nah, don't get on there, lay down. We're past the pillars, where it's like now we can see over the wall, right? It's like now we can see the sunlight. Now we can see this is lifting the anguish. Okay, so where I was in my enlightenment, I was thinking, oh, this thing's gonna happen, the whole earth's gonna die, all these people are gonna die. I seen it. The visions in my mind, I seen the war, I seen everything that happened. Like, God opened up my eyes. This is why I originally started this YouTube channel in the beginning. No, Muna. This is why I originally started this YouTube channel, so I could share the information. And if you look back on the beginning of the channel, I was always talking about God and Jesus, and yeah. So after all the bing bang boom, all the horrible shit that I went through, massive depression for like 6 months, and like all those, the whole thing's gonna happen. After all of that, God opened up my eyes to see what was gonna happen after that, when the sun came out, right? And this is what lifted the anguish from all of the previous thoughts, and the previous ideas, and the previous things that I thought and wanted and dreamed and wished and drank, and, you know, all these excess feelings that was like put on me, or that it wasn't my beliefs, right? I heard it wasn't my expectations. And then we had the patient balance, and this is where I heard the balance comes by being patient, especially when it comes with releasing both these parts of ourselves, perhaps, or by releasing this relationship, or the masculine or the feminine part of you. You know, whatever part is going, which is probably the feminine, this emotion, right? So we can resolve the conflict with logic, which Gemini is really good with that logic, but it's almost as if we're escaping to a time of rest after dealing with this group of three. Remember I said there usually is the woman in red here, that this looks more like a spiritual something, like a spiritual people, or maybe even angels or ancestors. But then this Three of Cups shows up all in red, like boom, like, are you sure about that? With the star then behind it, like, well, perhaps it is ancestral, perhaps it is, like, I heard psychonaut. Psychically, but there's definitely a new love coming with the Emperor in reverse. Like when we surrender, maybe we're dealing with somebody like this, trying to control it all. This is what we're releasing, because then we have the page and the other page, like we're starting at the bottom again, or we're starting over, or we're starting fresh, or learning something new, or perhaps maybe we always had it, maybe we're just realizing it now, you know, it's recognized now. I heard re-recognized. Gemini, split to the deck. Split to the deck to the Chariot. And the Nine of Swords, we're leaving past trauma. This is where we're coming from. We've made a difficult decision. It's almost like now we're stressed about this decision, but look, from here, it's like, don't be stressed. What's done is done. Maybe we're stressed about making the decision. It's like there has been, it's like where we have to really use our intuition. Here's another 9, like definitely coming to an end of a cycle with these 9 9s, 10 10s. And this is the red flag. We're pulling the red string, the red thread. Here's the other 9 of Swords. Look, 9 9 9 9 9. And there's the other King of Wands. So we're definitely coming into this. It's almost like we don't want to be alone, but being alone, I thought that was upright. But being alone is better than being with this king. So this is why the spirit is taking us away. And it reminds me of, who was it? Taurus or Aries reading where the spirit was blowing them. Maybe that was Aquarius, the gift. And this is you. When your tops finally popped, you finally let go of this. Or maybe this is us like, oh, we can't handle this emotionally. That's why it's telling us, you know, we need to see this from a different point of view. Like, look at all the seeds that's been planted. Look at it, where we come so far. You know, we definitely need this strength. And with strength comes justice, right? And we have to see this, like, we have to see this from a different perspective. Or perhaps something must need to be sacrificed, right? And maybe it is this group, these other people. 3 of Cups. It's like, it's not what it seems. And it's funny because Aquarius is like, it's bigger than what it seems, right? So maybe it is bigger than what it seems, you know, to the excess, to the extreme. There's the other Queen of Cups. We're definitely like, perhaps going against our intuition. Maybe this is why it's telling us to sit silent in the 2 of Cups, because we have all this shit, all this emotional. If we just sit in the silence, perhaps even in water and cleansing, this will help us come into some kind of balance or calmness, peace, temperance, healing. You know, you got the 4 and the temperance, 4 swords and the temperance. And the other 4 swords, you know, we're definitely going within, so we can really alchemize this. It's like dumping the cup and seeing the good and the bad in both. Look above the good and the bad, you know. It's almost like here we're resting, here like recovering from this heartbreak right after the war. This is bringing us into some kind of stability, right? Especially when it comes to being alone in the 9s of this haunting loss. It's like now we can deal with it. It's almost like now we earned our rest, we earned this, we could put the swords behind us now. This is why in the 10 of Swords they're all coming out. Why we're releasing, we're dumping, we're walking away. We're walking away from all of this chaos. You know, we're looking at, well, it's like both sides of the same coin. Like Jesus or Lucifer. It's the good and the evil. God created both, you know. Juno, so maybe Juno has something to do with this. You know, Juno's all about loyalty, but she was with Jupiter, who was a cheater and did all these things to her. She got the peacock with the one god's eyes all over so she could watch him because he could not be trusted, right? So something about this. You know, we're healing. We're healing from this. Perhaps walking away creates some kind of chaos, but this is what we're healing from. Gemini. Definitely taming the beast, keeping it secret, keeping our mouth shut, definitely dealing with the King of Wands in reverse. All three King of Wands came up, but it's like when we release him, there's justice. It's like justice is served. Maybe this is some kind of court thing or something. Maybe we're like it's like maybe we're too overly masculine or overly egoed, that there needs to be a balance, because you remember the balance is there. You know, here again, she's holding the balance. This is the justice, right? Like I said, the justice will be served. It's almost like the tables will turn. The tables will turn. Perhaps the tables will turn. When this turns, this is when this will happen. This is, again, the Queen of Cups in reverse. We have to release something emotionally. And perhaps that has something to do with these bad apples. It's like, whose reading was that? They were talking about all them bad apples. Woo! Maybe it was Capricorn, Taurus, or Aries, Libras. I don't know. They were talking about all the bad apples and something about that. But yeah, we're on to new love, new things. So it's almost like it's keep our fruit healthy. The Four of Cups, we're accepting something. It's like when we accept the new love, we gain our youthfulness back, we gain our intuition back, we gain some kind of knowledge, we open the 3D. It's almost as if we're going through some kind of spiritual awakening. Again, with the Temperance, after we come out of this chaos, we come into this homecoming, right? The homecoming brings us to the Two of Wands, where it's like, now we can make these plans. Now we can put it in writing, I heard. Now we can tell the world. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, but it's like Cult 2 goes there. Let's not do that. With the Seven of Coins, this is taking it really slow with the Empress in reverse. It's almost like there's roots that need to be healed, or roots that need to be, I'm seeing the roots going into the ground. It's almost like they're not embedded yet. Something about the roots embedded.
Coming to the Ten of Pentacles, like some kind of privilege were rising up. It's almost as if like we're adorned in gold, where we, you know, you receive the medal, we're under the crystals. Something about this. It's almost like we're shining, we're in the spotlight perhaps, and very secure. And it's almost as if, like, from this standpoint, we can see this better. It's like, from this privileged viewpoint or vantage point, we can see over the gate. You know, we can see all of the options, right? This is our turning point. We're finally able to see all the options available to us. And perhaps this is, it's like, we go into this and it's like we fall asleep. It's like the turning point, and then we hit the poppies, and this is where we fall asleep, because here we're waking up to some kind of new news. Perhaps we've already woke up, and it's like the turning point where we already passed the poppies, and it's like, like this is the real thing. We're releasing this heartbreak with the rest, right?
The Four of Swords in reverse. This is almost like some kind of Reiki or breaking of this grief, right? It's almost like I'm seeing the tears dried up, and this is like going like this, like to wash it off, bringing us to this adaptability. Perhaps we are in a cold, but we're adapting. Perhaps we do have to like do something quick or run something quick, or it's like a broken contract, or maybe this is somebody who's coming back, a surprise going away. We have to like leave real quick, something like this. Maybe we have to stand up for something like this. But whatever it is going to bring some kind of enlightenment, some kind of vitality, life, love. The Ace of Cups, an opportunity for foreverness, and I heard foreverness and togetherness. So togetherness forever with the labor of love. This is beautiful. It's almost like we've been through the ringer when it comes to love, but it's like now we reach some kind of understanding, and this is where we can easily deal with the pain. All right, I just wanted to give a little bit of your love to me. Give a little bit of gratitude, a little bit of intuition, a little bit of knowledge, or whatever this is, to take the walls off, rise above, so we can see the situation and our options for what they really are. There's like, it's like you have more options than what you believe. You know, it's almost like we're drunk in a sense. Drunk on these 999. Alright. I heard escape. Run, hurry. Betting. Love you. Alright, Gemini. Yeah, we're definitely leaving this group. It's like the group that's lost their faith, or that goes against our faith, or that doesn't want what we wish. It's like the King of Wands in reverse. Maybe this is a part of ourselves where we're overly controlling, we're overly masculine, we're overly do. We need the feminine. We need to receive. We need to release. Breathe. Alright, Gemini, I hope this was helpful. I hope I was able to deal you some hope. And yeah, thank you for being here. Thanks for everything. Love you.